we just saw the Minecraft movie early, and here is our full review. If you want a spoiler-free review, click the link here. Now wait to the end, because we'll give you everything that you need to know going into this movie. How we rate movies is based off of entertainment and quality. Entertainment is basically, was it fun? Was it action-packed? Your entertainment value. Are you not entertained? Quality is more of like the storytelling, the cinematography, the lighting, all of those that involve with the quality of the film go into that rating. So first, we're gonna go into story.
Nice.
For me, it was actually pretty good. It was no hidden agenda behind it. It had like a good, heartfelt meaning to it, both for adults and for kids. From my perspective of that, like kids want to express their creativity a little bit, and usually through our adult lives, we're so like bogged down with our responsibilities, and that we also put that on our kids as well. And sometimes they don't get to express that creativity sometimes. I thought that dynamic was pretty good, and especially on the kids side. On the kids side, it taught the responsibility of the real world, that sometimes there are things that adults go through that kids will never understand, and that have a little bit of a balance between, you know, being creative and having fun all the time versus there's a responsibility that you have. So I love that dynamic. There are some things in there that was kind of cheesy, a little bit of dumb, but I think the story, pretty decent.
I think it was very cool how, as part of the character plot, almost these different motivations where you see this guy who's really bad financial state is motivated by that throughout the movie, at least the first part. It's almost like an escapism that you'll see from people in similar positions as they want to kind of avoid their own life. And it was interesting to see that even Steve was doing that, because his life was pretty not in a good spot. And then he was taken out of it, and his life literally was just evaporated outside of Minecraft. Like, it just disappeared. I mean, they were his storage unit that they're selling off at the beginning. Then you talked about responsibility as like adults and all that. That's where that ties in, is they both all had to make a choice there of like, he's become self-aware that he is a loser and that he needs to change. And so when he does come back, you see him adjust that immediately. And then also Steve come back and have to reforge a life and join him in that.
In this movie, there really wasn't a whole lot of marks that they missed for a video game movie about Minecraft. The story was definitely catered more towards kids. It's a huge kid audience. Like, there's tens of millions of people that still play Minecraft every day. So it really followed the lines of like Lord of the Rings a lot. You hear them calling the boy Frodo, what do you say?
You got a Frodo vibe.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, they threw that in there, and then you see throughout the movie, it's like the piglins coming in, and you have like the almost like Eye of Sauron tower and like Mordor, where you have like the orcs or the piglins. They're like fighting versus the Ents, or now the Iron Golems. But there was definitely a lot of subtle Lord of the Rings moments in there, and then being from the director of Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, a lot of them homages to like tater tots with like the tater tot gun. Oh, yeah. Self-defense training class in the end. Alpaca in the car.
I was waiting for her to say Tina. I do like that they come up with a somewhat of a creative way going into the overworld. I love that it's not just like a video game. It's just like you're thrown into a different world. I do like that kind of dynamic. However, it still did feel like a Kevin Hart Jumanji movie. I don't know. I just kind of wanted a little bit more than that.
It's refreshing for people who play Minecraft. I think you get that through Steve, Jack Black. He knows all the ins and outs. He doesn't need to explain that to you. But Hank, you get to kind of re-experience what it's like to learn Minecraft. Appeals to the kids, where you get to kind of creatively make your tools. The movie has a new spin on it. I think that collaboration with existing players, with introducing Hank as the new player, was well done. The pigs felt like it was kind of this hierarchy with Bowser and the Koopalings. All the soldiers were kind of funny, comedic throwaways. The big bad boss just killing them at will. Another one was, so Garrett, he's explained to Hank, like, believe it or not, my life's not as good as you think it is. I've got all these things going on. He leaves, and Steve's just like, man, I didn't realize your finances were that bad.
Sorry about your finances. Yeah. This movie doesn't necessarily go from leaps and bounds for cinematography and the sound design. It's very average. That would probably bring my rating down.
Yeah, but I mean, to like the fact of like the animation and stuff, like it was cool. If you see the trailer, it pretty much gives you everything you're going to see as far as like quality of what you're going to see in the movie. So it's not like an Avatar movie where it's like there's breathtaking scenes.
Let us know in the comments. Are you going to go see this movie? Now for something completely different. Now on to entertainment. I think it was definitely a very entertaining movie. It was definitely for kids. It was fun. It was engaging. It was colorful. I'm glad they didn't go away from the Minecraft sounds and try to come up with something new other than the animation. It was definitely a Jack Black film.
Flint and steel.
Ooh, Jack Black, had fun with it. That's for sure.
Chicken jockey.
Everything that Jack Black did in this movie, I totally expected. But for Jason Momoa, this was definitely different and out of pocket for him as far as his acting career. But he did actually a pretty good job. And I hope that we get to see a little bit more of his comedic side in future movies.
The other thing that I found in entertainment that was interesting was the story arcs of the different characters. I thought that for a movie that I was expecting to be such a just not that, I think the character arcs were all pretty solid.
The nephews I have, it doesn't matter if they played the game. They just love the story that this created. And there's a lot of action-packed scenes that make it entertaining. With the humor and the action, I think it is very entertaining. While the quality might not be there, it's still a fun time.
So now on to some of our gripes, some of the things that we didn't like about the movie.
The stuff that sucked was then all of a sudden Jack Black just broke out into singing. He's just like the title drop was freaking awful. Jack Black's like, we're mining, we're crafting. What's Minecraft? I'm like,
Exactly like that, on par.
it was terrible. A lot of you guys are probably going to feel this too when you're watching it if you're an adult. Like a lot of that stuff was just cringy to me. I winced a little bit watching it. Yeah, just like there was like 3 or 4 times it just broke out into song and it was like, all right, that ruined that moment a little bit. Jennifer Coolidge, like she really does have the female voice of like the typical like village like, and she's like, wow, like they blend.
Oh, wow.
They do go together. The fact that we get a nitwit villager going to the real life world and you see how ridiculous fool she hits with her car the nitwit villager.
Oh no, not again.
That was definitely made for the parents or adults that are going to watch it. It's just like every time it comes on, you're just like, oh, stop. All of a sudden he gets the voice and she gets the villager voice in the end. Like, I was just like, oh.
Well, that was my gripes. Is some of the jokes were really funny and some of the other jokes are just cringy. And that's what separates a classic movie from this movie is classic movies didn't have moments where it's like, oh, that's disturbing.
Yeah, again, there are some great moments, and then there were some moments that's just like,
that's what I think. I mean, you guys can speak for yourselves too. I enjoyed this.
Speak for yourself on the iPad.
I'm glad that I can speak for myself.
Leave a comment on your iPad to Peter.
If you're getting closer to your iPad, make a comment.
Yeah, get nice and close, kids. There was so many moments that were funny moments that like made up for it. It was probably every couple minutes at least that I was laughing pretty hard. There's just a lot of silly stuff in it. So now on to Easter eggs. You see in Jason Momoa's character when he's in the storage locker unit, you actually see some famous YouTubers in the background. Dan TDM, AFMAO, Valkyrie, LDS Shadow Lady, and Mumbo Jumbo. They're kind of subtle in the background. You don't really see them. See, I noticed Dan TDM. I didn't notice the other ones until reading some reviews and stuff like that. There was some cool Easter eggs. Like the Ender Pearl was cool. You see the different chests. Like Steve goes into his like storage area. You see a lot of like the stuff in like the item frames and stuff. There's a lot of like, the special items in there. You kind of expect to see that. Like you see some enchantments and stuff like that. It wasn't anything like crazy. The draw for this movie is Minecraft is such a huge game without any lore or importance behind like hardly any of the story. And I think that's mostly just because it's supposed to be a creative world that's kind of just a blank slate. So you can just create it what you want it to be. And so people are going into this and seeing like, what type of Steve are we watching? I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. There's a lot of funny moments, but there's also a lot of stupid ones. For a quality, I think I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10. It was a funny movie, good one to see, average. It's not up there with Toy Story or any of the big classics for the kids. So this isn't necessarily a movie I'd go out to see as a passion project with my buddies and homeboys. Like
we just did. You and I did. This is our passion project, buddy.
This is literally, okay.
So, all right.
All right.
Would you see this movie?
Apparently I would.
Here's the thing. You are a Minecraft nerd. You love Minecraft.
I was.
Would you see this by yourself? Yes. Would you see it again?
No.
You would not see this movie again?
No.
Why?
Yeah, no, okay, yeah. So I
used to
If you wasted your life playing this game, waste some more time and go see this movie. Because it's just, you've given it to yourself, man. Watching it again, would I go to a movie theater to see it again? No. Would I go pay money to see it again? No. Would I choose to see it on Netflix again for free? No. If a friend group happened to be watching it when I walked in or I walked by it, I would join that. That would be the scale I would put it on.
Rating this as a kids movie. There are fantastic kids movies out there. You've got Cars 2, Ratatouille, The Incredibles. And then this is what I'm kind of comparing it to. I'm going to put entertainment at 7.5. It was definitely entertaining. It was a lot of fun. There's some great moments in there. And I would definitely say go see this with your kids this weekend. On a quality standpoint, I am rating this movie 4.5.
Yeah, I'm probably similar to you in that aspect. Entertainment is definitely going to outweigh quality on this for me. I'm going to put it like a 7.5. I think it did a good job with humor, really trying to engage the audience and In terms of quality, I would put it like a 5. I think if I had a group of people that they wanted to go see something that was lighthearted and entertaining, yes.
I think the 2010s are dominated by the comic book hero movies. I think this decade is going to be dominated by the video game inspired movies.
I agree.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I think this movie is actually really entertaining, but it doesn't compete to the other video game movies. So I think the entertainment is a 7 out of 10, and I think the quality is a 4.5 out of 10.
You don't think this is better than Sonic?
I do not.
I think it's way better than Sonic.
Argue in the chat.
So these are our final ratings for Minecraft. Let us know in the comments, what do you rate Minecraft? Make sure you like, subscribe, check out our merch page, ring the bell for notifications, and we'll see you in the next video.